Two men lived 4 doors apart for 38 years. Same street. Same starter salary. Same unremarkable jobs. One of them stopped working at 55. Not because he sold a company. Not because he inherited anything. He just stopped needing the paycheck. The other one is 71. He still works Saturdays. Here's the part that should bother you. The one who stopped early never earned more. Some years he earned less. The only thing he did differently was start. At 20, he set up one transfer, $100 a month, out of the account before he could spend it. That's $3.30 a day. One delivery order a week. He didn't pick stocks. He didn't time anything. He didn't read the news. The transfer went out on the first of the month, every month, for 45 years. His neighbor did what most people do. He decided he'd start when things settled down. After the raise, after the wedding, after the house. Things never settled down. Things don't. 45 years of $100 a month comes to $379,000. Now, here's what makes that number strange. He only ever put in $54,000 of it. $325,000 appeared out of nowhere. Nobody paid him that. He didn't work for it. It came from money that had been sitting still long enough to start earning on its own. That's the whole trick. There is nothing else. There's no second half to this video where I tell you the real secret, but I want to show you the part nobody puts in these videos. 10 years in, a decade of never missing a month, he had $17,000. 10 years, 12,000 of his own dollars in, 17,000 out, 5,000 of growth to show for a third of his working life. If you had shown him a chart at that moment, it would have looked broken, flat, like it wasn't working. This is the exact point where almost everybody stops. Not at the beginning. Beginnings are easy. Beginnings feel good. People quit in year 8, year 9, year 11, when the effort is real and the result is invisible. Because here's what he couldn't see yet. At 55, 35 years in, he had $180,000. 10 years later, he had $379,000. The last decade added $199,000. More than the previous 35 years had produced in total. Same 100 a month. Same, nothing special. The only new ingredient was that the money was old. Compounding isn't slow. It's backloaded. Those are very different things, and mixing them up costs people decades. So what does waiting cost? Start the same 100 a month at 25 instead of 20, and you finish with $262,000 instead of $379. 5 years of not starting cost $116,000, not 5 years of contributions. That's only $6,000 of actual money. The other $110,000 is growth that never happened because you removed the 5 years at the front, and the front years are the ones with the most time attached to them. Watch what that does to intuition. $50 a month starting at 20 beats $100 a month starting at 35. Half the money. Still wins by about $67,000. $200 a month starting at 30 still loses to $100 a month starting at 20. You cannot out-contribute time. You can only start earlier. Now, the 3 things people say. I've said 2 of them myself. 1. I don't have $100 a month. Maybe you don't. Then it's 20. The number in this video is a demonstration, not a requirement. $20 a month from 22 years old still ends up around $76,000. Nothing is a lot more expensive than something. 2. What if the market crashes? It will. Several times. The 7% I'm using is an average that already contains 1987, the dot-com collapse, 2008, and 2020. Those crashes are inside the number, not a threat to it. The people wrecked by crashes are the ones who sold during them. The transfer that goes out automatically on the first of the month doesn't know a crash is happening. That's a feature. 3. I'll start when I earn more. You won't. Spending rises to meet income. It did for me. It will for you. The person waiting to feel ready doesn't start at 30. They start at 45, if at all. Starting badly beats starting perfectly later. Every single time. So, concretely, 4 things, and none of them are clever. 1. Automate it the day you're paid, not at the end of the month. With what's left over. There's never anything left over. Same day the money lands, it leaves. 2. Buy something boring and broad. A low-cost index fund that owns the whole market, not a stock somebody shouted about. Not something with a fee you can't explain. 3. Don't look at it. Checking it weekly is how you talk yourself into selling in year 9. Quarterly is plenty. Annually is fine. 4. Raise the amount with every pay rise. Not all of it. Half. You'll never feel the half you never had. That's it. That's the entire method. It's boring on purpose. Boring is what survives 30 years. The neighbor who stopped working at 55 wasn't smarter than the one who's still going at 71. He wasn't luckier. He wasn't better paid. He didn't have information you don't have. This video is the information, and it fits in 8 sentences. He was earlier. That's the whole gap. 30 years of a decision that took him one afternoon to make, and then never required him to think about it again. Here's the uncomfortable part, and then I'll leave you alone. The best day to start this was 20 years ago. You know that. Everyone says it. But the second best day is genuinely, unglamorously, today. And every day you spend deciding is a day removed from the front of the calculation, where the days are worth the most. Somewhere on your street there's a house with the lights off on a Tuesday afternoon, because whoever lives there doesn't have to be anywhere. They started earlier than you. That's all. You can still be that house.